Alright, so this is the next video. I'm gonna be going over setting up the spine controllers. But first, I'm gonna just grab these and just press H as in Henry, just to hide it. I'm gonna turn on the double-sided controller, pressing H. And I'm gonna grab this, and now I'm gonna hide that. I'm gonna turn on just the global controller. No, I'm gonna turn on the COG, center of gravity. So the center of gravity controller, I'm looking for my front. It needs to be placed to the root controller. I repeat, the COG, which is the center of gravity controller, its destination is to be assigned to the root controller, and root controller only. Hence the reason why it looks different, like that. So I press and hold V as in Victor, smack it to the COG controller. So hence again, that's the reason why I made the COG. The reason why I made the root controller have a bigger circle nub. The root controller, the root joint. Jeez. COG is here. It is aligned to the root controller. Alright. With that being said, I'm gonna freeze its transformations, which is also here. Press H to hide it. I'm gonna crack open the double-sided controller, hold V as in Victor, and smack it to the first spine joint, not to the COG, not to the root controller, but to the spine. I'm gonna grab the first spine. I'm gonna just copy it, the name of the spine joint. I'm gonna grab the double-sided controller, Control V as in Victor, and I'm gonna just change it to CNTRL, enter. So now I select the spine joint 00. It is corresponding to the spine control 00. That's how it's set up. Like I said, do not show the mesh. Only show the mesh just to confirm that the size of the controller still pokes through the actual mesh. Which it does, but right click, control vertex, hold shift, grab that, press R. Again, this is in component mode. I'm just gonna pull on it like that much so you can see it better. Meaning that, like this. See? This is the spine. This is the spine. But I shaped it like this. Anyway, what I can do is just grab, say for example, this. Just kind of pull on it like that. If I want, grab all of this here. Again, this is the component mode, and just do something like that. Maybe do some set dressing, and grab this, and maybe just kind of eyeball it like that. Then grab this, kind of do that a bit like that. That's all I'm gonna do. You know what? Maybe I'll make this chunkier like that, because that way we know which is front and which is back. See? See, that way we know. It's shaped like an arrow. Yeah, I like that better. Yeah, front. And this is the back. Yeah, that'll help visualize things too. Anyway, so that's that. Hide the mesh. Control D as in David. I'm gonna grab this, middle mouse drag until it turns into just a dotted line. Let go. Boom, boom. Grab the 0, 1, hold V as in Victor, and smack it to the next chain up. If I want, grab this, can kind of pull in like that a bit, grab that, and maybe pull in a bit like that. Just give some variance. Turn on the mesh, just so you can kind of see where I'm going with this. Maybe I'll grab this. When I right click on it, I'm clicking on the control vertex like that. Maybe make it a little bit longer like that. Right click and like what I do is right click object mode to get out. And there you go. Alright, so that's set. I think what I'm gonna do next is grab this, control D, hold V as in Victor and smack it up there to the next spine. Change this, right click, control vertex. Maybe I'll just kind of do this a bit, do some set dressing, grab this end, pull that in a bit, some set dressing, like so. And then grab this, control D, hold V as in Victor, and smack it up to the next spine joint. Right click, control vertex, grab that, do some set dressing, like so. See, it does help to help see what the hell's going on. Maybe I'll grab this and just chuck it forward a bit. Maybe grab this end and chuck it there a bit. Maybe grab this end. Anything so that it doesn't get too close to the mesh and accidentally get buried by the mesh when it's being posed. There. Looks like a Christmas tree. Alright. Like that. Good. Hide this. Grab this, control D, hold V as in Victor and smack it up. There you go. Right click, god damn it. Right click, control vertex and chuck that in, grab that in, chuck that in, right click, object mode. Like that. And finally, control D, hold V as in Victor and smack it up there. Make sure the mesh is not on. Grab this, chuck that in, grab that, chuck that in. Turn on the mesh, like so. I'm gonna turn on all my other controllers, pressing H, just to kind of see. Holy shit, this looks wild. This is what I want to avoid. Alright. Grab these, press H, hide it, hide that, Sometimes if you try to grab a lot of things, you end up grabbing instead the joints. Reason why it does that is in this software, it prioritizes the selections so that the joints are more important in terms of what it'll select. See? So I could either go up here and explain this, whereas if I click here, this will grab component type. See? So it will override selecting the joints. So I can grab, like, say this, pull, grab this, pull, right click, object mode to get out, turn on the mesh so you can kind of see what I'm doing. Alright, I like this better. Yep, I like that. Okay, I'm going to leave it as one color code as well. And then maybe grab that, pull, grab that, maybe pull some set design, something like that perhaps. This looks like not a big deal and just being OCD, but it's not, because when it's being posed and dynamic poses, you know, it helps to just see better. Alright, that's good. That was like 11 minutes. Then I'm gonna grab all of this just in case and freeze transformations. You do not want to have transformations on your animation controllers. You do not want them. Because I will mark down grading if there's data in the controllers, because it compromises the rig. Okay, that's good. Alright. Control Shift S. Save this as 01. Okay. And let me turn this on. Press H. Alright, so it still looks pretty gnarly. And there's not much I can do about that. I think I'm gonna leave it like this. Yeah, they're all clean. Freeze transformations just in case. Whatever you do, do not center pivot. Do not center pivot at all, because they all have to, when you select it, the controllers, it should be dead center of the bone. See? If it's not, then something went wrong. See, this is good. Good, good, good. Alright, so that was set up. Next thing is to mirror the secondary controllers, which is the rib controllers. I'm gonna just double check this. Rib chain 1, 2, 3, which is here. Good. Rib chain number 2, which is here. Good. Rib chain number 3, which is here. Rib chain number 4. Rib chain number 5. Rib chain number, whoa, I knew it, named it something off. This is, I thought I changed this to something else. This has to be this and this and this. Search and replace names. Search for 06, replace it with 07. This is for the controllers, for the ribs on the right side. Search and replace. So instead of 6, it should be 7, because we already have 6. So this is 7. Boom. Alright, good, I caught that. 1, 2, rib chain number 3 controller. Boom, good. Alright, always good to double check. Clean, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. What is this? That's the rib. Yeah, good, good. Alright. That was, so at 16 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna grab all of it. I'm gonna freeze transformations again. I want this to be blue. Every time I see white, kind of makes me think that it's selected. Whatever. Change it to blue. Yeah. Okay. And then alright, so from there, just gonna save it, setting up the controllers. I'm gonna hide the spine joints for now. Actually, I can connect the spine joints. Actually, I'm gonna hide it for now. And then after that, okay, so the next objective is to mirror the controllers. So previously, when I was doing mirroring, it was for the joints. Now I'm going to do mirroring for the controllers, but the mirroring is kind of a little bit different. There's probably a better way to do it, but I'm just going to use my ghetto old school way. I'm just going to grab all these controllers, but not the spine controllers. The spine controllers are down the middle, and there's no need for that. So I'm just grabbing all the right side. R for right side, all of that. I'm gonna do something weird called grouping it. Control G as in George. Boom. Why did I do that? Well, when I grouped it, it's placed down here, down straight down the midline, left and right across, forward and back across. I'm gonna just temporarily name this right rib controllers, just temporarily, so that students can see what the hell I'm doing. And then I'm gonna do Control D as in David off of this. Boom. And I'm gonna name this, instead of left rib controllers, just so you can see it. I'm gonna grab the right rib controllers, press H as in Henry, just to hide it. Now I have my left rib controllers, and you can see it here. And then when I select the left rib controllers, the group, right, under its channel box, scale X, I'm gonna put -1. What that does is it will flip everything. Boom. See? And it's flipping off of this pivot point. See, that's the reason why I had grouped it, because if I don't group it, I won't get a centralized pivot point. Blah 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 blah. So that's what it is. And then I'm gonna select all of this, get my search and replace, and anything with right, I'm gonna replace it with left. And then I'm gonna hit apply. Boom. You'll notice that Maya has mixed up the numerical ordering. I think it did this because it's stupid, where if I do a miscellaneous selection like this, it'll do that, it'll jack it all up, but it's fine for now. It's just annoying to look at. And then I'm gonna grab it from the group, edit, ungroup it, bing, there. Now the group is gone, but it has data. See, this and this. Basically what happened was, when I ungrouped it, the data that was in the group, it was transferred over to the individual controllers. That's why they have 180 degrees as well as this -1. Anyway, I'm gonna grab all of that for the left side and just freeze the transforms to clear it out. Bang. See, all gone. Hopefully everyone understands why it's important to have it cleared out. I've explained it numerous times. I hope that you guys understand. Alright, then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna save it as 02. When it comes to rigging, whatever you do, do not do incremental saves. Because if you do that, watch what happens. Look it up here. Work in progress _02.mb.nb. If I were to do a increment and save, oh, it says no changes to save, so I'm gonna just do this and then increment and save. See, it put .0001.mb. Maya has a tendency where if you have multiple decimals or periods, it gets all stupid and it'll lose the .mb naming convention for files extensions, and it just makes a freaking headache. So just be wary of that. And it also can corrupt your rig. This was taught to me by Professor Kaz, and you want to avoid that at all cost. Like, it does some weird stuff, so don't do incremental saves. Anyway, and from there, what I'm gonna do is, I think I'm gonna cut the video short because it's already, what, 24 minutes. Previous video was like 35 minutes, so I want to try to make it shorter, and major parts has been done, so I think I'm going to leave it like that. Yeah, and then the next video I'm going to go over parenting the controllers to each other as a chain of controllers, meaning that in this example, this example, stupid thing. See? This goes up the chain to this. and this goes up the chain to this. And I'm speaking of the controllers. And this controller goes up the chain to this, which is the spine controller. And the spine controller is constrained to the spine joint. So that's what we'll be going over next afterwards, just parenting the controllers to each other as a chain. See? Ba 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 ba. Anyway, so that'll be the end of this tutorial. Okay, bye.